live?
We're live.
I can't tell.
No, there's no flashing red light to
All right, let me share it.
let you know. But we are at arguably the most historic brewery in Knoxville.
Yeah, probably not just Knoxville, but all of East Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah. The building we're in dates back to 1853.
1850 something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. This building has been blown up twice. Fingers crossed, knock on wood. While we're in it today, that doesn't happen to us. But it was great. We showed up to do the podcast, and the owner, John, said, "Hey, let me show you. Let me let you in on what goes on here." And
we got an awesome tour.
It was really a fantastic tour. I mean, first of all, it's just a gorgeous building to be in. It's got a gorgeous bar, great front patio for seating. There's a back patio for seating, watching the game, plenty of TVs. There's a downstairs bar that is arguably, well, not even arguably, it is the most gorgeous bar in Knoxville. And then they've also got an upstairs bar that's kind of like a college bar, very kind of secluded. You got foosball, you got pool tables.
Yeah.
This is really an underrated place to come hang out, have some great beers. Traditional brewing style, that's what they do.
Traditional European.
Oh yeah, all European style brewing. And as you can see, maybe you can't, I think you can see. Let me make sure they can see. I'm gonna go downstairs. No, yeah, they can see.
You can see everything?
They can see that gorgeous copper.
Oh, I thought you were saying my face.
Brewing. They can see our beers here on the table. We're doing a couple of flights, a flight each of the fantastic beers they have here. They bring it out and they set up these flights on a little card that tells you the style of beer that you're having. So that's really cool. The staff has been fantastic, but the history on this place is insane.
I'm about to die.
You all right?
I'm about to
Need
start
something
drinking.
to drink?
Well, yeah, do I have anything?
All
right, I'll just share.
We're going to go through these individually as we talk about what we're drinking today. But you guys should come out here. They've got a great history, including a hoodoo mule.
Yeah.
There's a whole story about a mule.
Oh yeah, the white mule.
The white mule story is fantastic. There's a whole board down there that'll tell you. You can read exactly what the story is about the white mule.
I should have got that 7th vaccine.
That second vaccine got him.
The 7th one.
The 7th one?
Yeah, the 7th one.
The
yeah.
booster?
I was using my Kroger points. Just might as well. They're free.
Right?
Yeah.
I use mine for gas, but to each their own.
Yeah, I'm good.
But yeah, they actually still use this full copper brewing setup. So all of the grains go in here. Then they, of course, goes into the boil tank, and then it goes downstairs into their fermenters. So it's so cool and so old and historic, and I love being in this building.
I do too.
And the food. They've got some of the best food around. Come out here, try their beers. It's on the Knoxville Ale Trail, so you can get a stamp on your Ale Trail map, which I'm going to do later today. And then there's a good selection. We've got
should we start with
7
number 1?
beers. Yeah, let's start it there.
Number 1 be up here, huh?
Yeah, up here on the top. Number 1 is an alt beer. An alt beer, which is basically, it's hard to describe what style it is. It's alternative, yes. Beautiful head on that. And I'm going to give that a
All right.
nose on. It's fantastic.
I feel like it's kind of like dark and very woody in here. I feel like an alchemist.
Right?
With a little straw.
This would also be a great place to do like a steampunk party.
Oh yeah. It would.
Wouldn't it? Like you said, the copper kettle and stuff like that. All of that kind of.
Yeah.
That's really good. This is their Irish red, is it?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
It tastes like their Irish red.
Didn't we try this here a couple weeks ago?
Yeah. It's actually really smooth. Got a nice little bitter touch on the
Yeah,
end.
you do
Refreshing.
You get that bitterness at the end.
I like it. I like it.
I like it because it stops my coughing.
We're also sitting here across from Johnny Cash, Luther Perkins, and Marshall Grant.
And I've sat at this table several times to watch Tennessee football games here.
Oh, I mean, you're right there in
it's
front
a
of
great
TV.
spot. And, oh yeah.
And honestly, this place has so much seating.
Oh yeah.
Like you can find a TV pretty much wherever you want. And if you don't want to watch a TV, they've got pool tables and foosball and I don't know.
But
It's a great venue.
Yeah, it's not like it doesn't have like a dive bar feel though up here.
At all, no.
It's a more old English pub style.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me
Pool
of. Like
table.
yes,
Yeah, the lighting. I mean, it's all just
it's just a cool atmosphere.
the history on the walls is just.
Oh yeah, and you could spend all day in here reading about these pictures and seeing.
Because I've been here so many times, I never really paid attention to the pictures. Like
Me either.
I just walk right by them.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
Hoping the audio is a little bit
Yeah.
better today as well. I got a new mic for our setup, so should aim right at us, should cancel out some of the other annoying sounds. You'll probably still hear Alex anyway, but it is one of the annoying sounds we just can't seem to get out of here.
I won't talk.
You know, the good news is we don't have to share any of these.
I know that Baltimore was weird when we did that. We met in the middle.
Yeah.
It was very kind of creepy.
That's just because we didn't kiss at the end is it. So
That's why I didn't order spaghetti for lunch that day.
I think this is the last of our early opening pubs, right? Do we know of any other breweries that open early?
Not on the days that were available.
Yeah.
Like on the weekends, I'm sure some of them. Like,
Yeah.
I know Clinch River probably.
They might actually open early during the week.
I think they do maybe Thursdays.
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
might.
sure. Yeah.
That'll be down the road as well. We've still got to hit Pretentious and Abridged and Albright. And need to talk to them about arranging the schedule so we can actually get in there. But Alex has got class tonight as well.
Right across the street here at Skybox. Yeah. It's not a show though, so don't come.
Yeah. How many people you got in your class now? Did you end up with nine?
Nine again. Yeah. But this is the first time ever in 4 years and probably 20 classes I've had. I've got more women than men.
That's awesome.
5 women, 4 men.
That's awesome. That's going to be interesting to see. So tonight, what are you doing for your class?
Tonight is just a group writing session.
Okay.
Next week's their first performance. It's funny because they're expecting me to give them a lot these first 2 weeks because the first night's really just like an overview of comedy. The second one's a writing session, but it's a group writing session. I don't give them a whole lot of tools. I want them to fail next week.
Yeah, I mean
because it's so much more fun when I'm drinking beer to watch people fail.
So this is just entertainment.
Oh, it's just for me. Yeah.
Well, I would think that even in that, like, most of comedy is failing, right?
For some people, most people besides me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, other than you.
But other than me.
Other than you, most people spend a lot of time
I've had plenty
failing,
of problems.
right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you do.
And you've got to get used to that.
And the nice thing about doing it as a class is like you're all failing together.
Well, and the other cool thing is that gives you as the teacher an ability to see strengths and weaknesses in
See
each
what
of
we
your
need to
students
work
and
on,
try
yeah.
to work on those.
Yeah. So I'm excited. Yeah, I've got 5 or 6 new ones tonight that I've never seen. Then I've got my staples like Ray.
Right.
Ray's taken every single class I've ever taught.
Right.
Sean.
He honestly is the best MC you've got.
He is. He's great.
Every time, like, he's so fun.
He is. And there are certain situations where I'm like, Ray, there's certain things you can't say tonight. And he's like, okay, I'll say something worse. And I'm like, you're not understanding.
Yeah. Or is he?
He'll go after like one particular group and just say something just out of the blue. And I'm like, you can't do that. So he's like, okay. So then he attacks another
different group
right afterwards. I'm like, okay. Eventually we'll just get rid of all the groups.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, or blend them.
He'll have offended everybody in the world, and then we'll start over.
Well, I know a lot of comedians that have made great careers off of doing that very thing.
That's true.
So our next beer, number 2, is the Downtown Blonde. I love a great blonde.
Not usually my style.
I love blondes. I think they're fantastically refreshing.
You still talking about beer?
Yes.
Okay.
Other blondes, so there's a story that people think that blondes have more fun. I don't think that's true. I just think they're easier to find in the dark.
Oh. Chris will be signing up for my next class.
I'm writing my own stuff. I don't need your class so far.
I don't write stuff for my class.
But this is their blonde. I love a blonde, so.
Oh, I didn't do the straw.
That's just for the head. Oh, that's nice.
About made a really bad joke.
Yeah. It's got a nice soft body. Again, I love talking about blondes even because they do have this nice goldenness, nice soft body, feels good in your mouth, great mouth feel, and so wet and refreshing.
It's gonna get us kicked out on beer number 2. I'll be like, I think he was describing the beer. I'm not sure.
I was.
It could have been any one of the waitresses.
Yes.
I don't know who he's talking about.
No, this is delicious. Like, this is an all-day drinker.
That is an all-day drinker.
Sit out in the heat and knock your thirst out.
You know, it's interesting because, I'm an IPA drinker primarily, and this style, this European style's got a whole different feel to
Correct.
From anything that I normally drink.
Yeah.
And but like I still like my IPAs the best. But I put this European style up above like
Traditional
an American lager, like
okay.
an American lager
well.
or a Pilsner.
Are you talking about like Budweiser?
Yeah, but even
type?
a lot of the craft breweries.
Oh yeah, okay.
I would still prefer this. It's got
Like you would like a Czech Pilsner versus an American style Pilsner.
I think so, yeah. I'm kind of learning that that's what I like.
Brandon does a great Czech Pilsner.
Yes, he does.
But
to me, like just a lot of the American lagers and Pilsners are just very blah.
Yeah.
They remind me too much of Bud Light, Yingling, something like that.
right.
This, it starts out that way, but it's got such a different finish to it. That
It's still got a little bitterness, even a sharp bitterness though,
It is.
versus the bitterness that we got on the alt beer. But it's still, it doesn't linger. It just kind of
it's like, whoop.
pinches your tongue kind of thing.
It's got, you get more of a, tell me if I'm stupid on this, because you're the beer nerd, and I'm the Sling Blade beer guy. We already figured that out. But it's got more of a malty
Yes.
flavor at the end.
Yes, and that's the European grains that they're using.
Okay.
So they specifically said here that they make sure all they order is European grains.
Yeah, like actually bring them in.
Yeah, so they don't do American grains, and it's because the brewer is a very traditional brewer that loves to brew that European style. So he believes that those same grains, if you ordered them in America, have been bastardized, and that's probably from GMO or whatever, the way they grow them and stuff like that. And to each their own. I think he does a great style. It is his style. It is honestly, it's very recognizable.
Yeah.
Like you can go to Orange Hat, or you can go to Alliance, or you can go to Elst and have traditional style beers. That's what it is.
Right.
But when you say I'm going to do traditional style European craft beers, it has a distinctive flavor profile, and his style has a very distinctive, like, I'm pretty sure I could taste this blonde with any other blonde in Knoxville and go, that's Woodruff's.
You just made a lot of blondes.
Yeah.
Categorize them like that.
I generalize blondes. They don't have more fun. But yeah, that is a solid beer.
It is. I honestly did not think I was going to like it.
Yeah. Did you have anybody you wanted to punch this week? Because I did see several posts about Gatlinburg, and then I saw several posts about Tennessee fans.
Yeah, let's go with Tennessee fans. God.
UT football fans.
I just want to punch all of them.
Right.
Hate them all.
Just put them in a room and have a big fist that comes
Yeah, I
down.
just want to. Yeah. I don't even want to get into it, or I'm going to get
Because your blood pressure will come back up.
I'm going to get angry, and then we'll start slamming these, and then we're going to have to order another flight.
Yeah, again, that's...
But yeah, let's go with anybody that calls into sports talk.
Yes.
Or posts on social media. Or talks.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a lot of friends that are just diehard Tennessee fans.
I'm diehard. Have been since I was 3.
And I get it.
But I'm logical. And they're not.
I'm the same way. I love college football in general.
Yeah.
Especially being in the stadium.
College football's my favorite sport.
I love it, but Tennessee fans, and it's not that Tennessee fans are rude to their competitors. They're rude to their own team. Like,
they're rude to their own family.
Yeah.
In their house.
Yes. It's weird to me and frustrating to me, the pressure that UT fans put on basically high schoolers.
Okay.
Like, they're the next step up from high schoolers. They're still like 18 to 24 years old.
Well, they go after high schoolers if they don't pick Tennessee. Like local kids that are really good.
Well,
they start sending hate mail.
I'm mad that Tennessee doesn't try to recruit more from local high schools.
They've done a better job of that over the years, but I mean, if they miss one, these kids start getting emails from these stupid idiot Tennessee fans
that they didn't decide and stuff like that.
Don't know anything at all about anything.
Yeah, but they pick on the student.
Yeah.
Because he didn't pick Tennessee, and maybe he's choosing an educational path that another college caters to better than UT would.
It could be anything. They're kids; they can do whatever they want.
Correct. But to come down on first-year coaches, I have a big problem with.
Oh yeah.
And any player on the team, leave the players alone.
We lost 30 players defected.
Yeah.
Some of our best players just left.
Yeah.
And then we've got a quarterback who's been here since late May and early June. He's been here literally 3 months. And
yeah, I do not like Tennessee fans for that reason. No. Just they're abusive, they're know-it-alls, they're rude.
Yeah, I'll put Tennessee fans number 1. Probably about 37, 42 people in Gallenberg and 2 pigeons. There's a couple of pigeons.
There's a couple of pigeons that
just
went out of their way to get to you,
or that would not get out of the way. They're just. I did this article about the top, and this is actually a Messing with Tourist Part 3, but it's the types of pedestrians you'll run into in Gallenberg. And this post actually went viral a few years ago.
Last thing that you had that went viral?
Well, that's who I want to punch. I want to punch TikTok.
Yes, I knew this was going to come up.
I forgot about that because I had a video that was probably going to hit about 5 million. Not views, but likes. I mean, it was going 10,000 a minute. It was just going boom, 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 boom. And then TikTok's like, nope, violence. And then what makes me mad about it?
The sad thing is I've seen a lot more aggressive stuff on TikTok than even the violence that was.
This one was from like a long distance. There's no blood, and it's got funny commentary, and they shut it down. But then I see ones that have millions of views and likes, and they're like bloody people coming up to the camera like, help! And then somebody comes behind them and just lays them out. So I've sent TikTok messages. I'm like, so do you have to be famous already to be able to do this?
Pull that off? Yeah.
And they won't answer me.
Of course not.
So,
well, that's because
they're
from China and they don't understand you.
Yeah, that's what are we drinking?
All right, number 3. Number 3, we're moving on to.
Want to punch?
This is the Downtown Brown. I love brown beers. There's not enough of them in Knoxville.
I'm starting to like them a lot more now.
This is like a watered down version of what your wife would like.
Well,
She'd probably drink this.
You know what's funny is Jeannie and I, the first beer we ever bonded over. Oh, I got a fly.
Was Newcastle.
No.
Oh.
It was at the Dogwood Arts Festival here in Knoxville, and we took the kids. I don't know if you remember, if you ever went to the Dogwood Arts, they used to have that big white tent over there, and they had cooking shows and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They had So we went to one of those, and the kids were furious that we had to go sit through this cooking show. But Blackstone Brewery was there.
Okay, yeah.
And they had that. What is it? Which brown is it? It's one of the most famous browns.
Yeah. I can't think of it right now. I'll have to.
Yeah, but anyways, it was that one.
Yep.
So we both had that, and I was like, wow. That was before either one of us drank craft beer.
Yeah.
We were in the Yingling stage at that point.
So
I still thought Yingling was exotic at that time.
First love of a brown ale was Newcastle, which is an English brown, and it's almost a Bock.
Yeah.
Like a Shiner Bock. In fact, that's a funny story. I was like hooked on Newcastle. Everywhere I went, Newcastle. I went to Vegas.
Sounds cool too.
Yeah, I went to Vegas, sat in front of a slot machine, and of course they'll bring you free drinks.
Right.
I drank Newcastle.
Yeah.
And it was, at that time, it was $5-6. Well, in Vegas it was $7 a bottle.
Yeah.
And I would look up occasionally here in Knoxville and find it for $4 a bottle.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's an import and it's delicious. And then I lost my job and decided, okay, I can't afford Newcastle. I'm going to go buy Shiner Bock. And I was like, oh, this is nice. And I convinced myself that the Shiner Bock was just as good as the Newcastle.
Oh, really?
Until I got back to work and was making great money. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get Newcastle.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what have I been drinking?
Yeah.
Like, this isn't even close to the same.
Right.
And so I was on Newcastle for a long time.
Yeah.
But I just have a love. It gave me a love for brown beer. So when I go around, there's not a lot of breweries that do a brown beer. They either go porter stout or they go red.
Yeah.
Or something like that, box style.
Yeah.
Nobody does a really good brown except for this one. Actually, it's fantastic.
I was getting ready to say this is my favorite so far.
Yeah, this is a fantastic
This is awesome.
brown, and then I like the Cubano brown from Alliance.
Oh yeah, that one.
Cubano coffee brown.
Oh, we got a couple shout outs real quick.
Oh yeah, do it.
Kayla, first of
Oh,
all.
hey babe.
Hey honey. Oh, sorry, you're supposed to do that. See, this is what happens. We don't have a director or producer.
Right?
I don't know who's supposed to.
If she were here behind the
These
camera,
cue
you'd
cards
know.
don't make any sense if they don't have our names on them.
Yeah, I mean, if you start reading it, all it says is Heinz tomato ketchup.
Well, I also got Ace on here, Candace. Lee.
Oh, yes!
She said hello, and she likes my L shirt that I got
Absolutely.
last week.
We need to get into a bridge. Can you help us with that? Like, it's hard for us on our schedule because we usually have to do it early, and maybe you could help us get in at the brewery at a bridge sometime soon. Maybe before you actually open, if you could help us with that. Just hit us up. Either one of us message
Like
us.
6 in the morning, 5 in the morning. We could even spend the night.
Right? We could actually wake up.
We could sleep
at a bridge.
Get the sleeping bags and sleep in the bridge.
Yeah. We could do a lock-in.
We can wake up to their cheeseburgers because they have the best cheeseburgers in
They do.
Knoxville.
Like,
Oh
I
my
probably
God.
gain 10 pounds every time they post a picture.
They are stupid good food.
Yeah.
But they fall into that category. Hey, we got great food as a brewery, but we also got great beer.
Amazing beer, yes. Yeah.
That's a rarity. There's a lot of
Honestly,
we talk about that all the time.
I think a bridge and the Oak Room, which is also a bridge, is going to be our toughest fight for our breweries on how do we get into them, because
she said she can try. They're open on Friday and Saturday for lunch, but the brewers get there fairly early on weekdays. She'll reach out.
yeah, that'd be
awesome.
great. Thank you,
Candace.
Candace.
Which they had. She runs a great podcast.
Oh yeah,
She's part runs it, part on it.
she's also part of the Brew Tour. Not Brew Tour.
Tours. Yeah,
She
she's
does
amazing.
everything. What doesn't Candace do? Other than fly. With a name like Ace, you should be a pilot. I'm just saying.
Oh, I was thinking superhero, but okay.
I love how your mind goes. You're on that Marvel kick now. Yeah,
I am. I watched more last night.
Yeah, where you at?
Finished. So Jenny, she made. Last night we pulled up the couch, our little couch, because I hadn't seen her in a long time. So we got the couch up. We were watching Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Love it.
All this time, the way they got the wording, I thought it was Ant-Man versus the Wasp. And so I'm watching the whole movie. I'm like,
when are they gonna fight?
I was like, why do they keep calling it verse? And she's like, what? And I was like, yeah, it's Ant-Man versus the Wasp. And she's like, no, it's and the Wasp. And I was like, you're stupid. And I was like, no, I'm stupid. Okay. And I was like, this. She voted for superhero.
Oh yeah,
She wanted to be a superhero in the Fly.
I love Candace. I think she'd make a great superhero. Would you be called Ace? And would you be masked? That's the other thing.
It'd have to be Ace and beer or something.
I'm going to sketch that. I'm going to sketch Candace as a
Sketcher. I'm going to come up with a cool name though. Ace would be definitely part of it, but we'd have to come up put a beer.
Beer Ace. Her cape
Now
would
this is going to be the rest of the show. I'm just going to be sitting there going,
her cape would be gold with like white foam at the bottom.
with white foam. So, she said she wants a mask.
You'd go masked, yeah, because you got to hide your secret identity. Because anybody that would know that you were the superhero would probably hit up your friends for free beer. I don't know how. Like you know, Spider-Man has to protect his family so they don't hurt his family. That's why he has a secret identity. I'm guessing Candace would have the same need to be masked. I don't think she needs to be masked. I think you should be just public with your superhero identity. But
Yeah, I think you should.
everybody already knows anyway.
I'm still thinking of names. I'm sorry. You know how my brain works. I'm like, it's like when I'm writing jokes. It's like once I start writing something, I'm like
Zoned in.
I'm just like thinking like.
I thought I smelled
I
smoke.
sat on the couch last night, started writing a new bit, and I just sit there. I paused the show I was watching and just sat there for an hour, staring at a paused TV, trying to think of a closer.
You know what's funny is from hanging out with you and the rest of the comedians you hang out with, I start thinking, like I'll hit on something that's funny, and then I'll start on my own thread of, oh, that's funny. It could lead to this, and it could lead to this, and it could lead to this. And I think, oh, that would all be a funny bit. Like I could
send it to me.
And then I never write it down. Like, and then I forget it and sleep or drink in between. And
while we're still on people I want to punch,
I'm now on that list.
No, I'm going back to TikTok again. This is one of the trend that I hate the most on TikTok. So comedians have always hated over the years. Like if another comedian steals your joke, like. Makes you furious.
Oh yeah,
like so mad. I mean, it gets.
No, I get mad on their behalf now when I hear a comedian steal a joke that I know.
Yeah, right. Well, TikTok's taking it to a new level. Now you got these just idiot people sitting in their house, and they're not even they're not stealing your jokes. They're just playing it and mimicking.
And yes, I hate those.
And they're like, hey, they're getting 500,000 likes on them mimicking somebody else, like a real comedian's joke.
Yes, so
they can't be creative themselves.
You're probably even talking about the same one I'm talking about. This guy is hilarious, and he does.
Jason Banks is one.
Yes, that's who I'm talking about. Jason Banks is hysterical, and then he does his little kids, and he's fantastic. I hate the ones where they voice them over.
Oh yeah.
And they're literally stealing his material, but they're doing it in their own timing. I'm like.
I saw one last night.
It makes me mad.
I saw one last night of this like 20-year-old doing Sebastian Maniscalco out in a parking lot. It was terrible, but he's just doing the voice, and people are in there like, "Oh man, you're even better than the original guy that did it." And I'm like, that guy's like one of the top comedians in the world.
Well, I will say there is one that they actually do a Jason Banks mimic.
Yeah.
But it's a dad. It's a real dad and his son. Yeah. So the little kid.
Oh yeah, those are great. Yeah.
Is actually doing Jason Banks' little kid impression. This kid is on point. It's so funny.
Well, see, I think with Jason's a great comedian, but I think with Jason, he's kind of figured out this is what's making him big.
Well, and I would say that's probably true too, because somebody's going to go find that audio.
He's done videos where he gets out. He's like, guys, I know y'all are doing these videos. It's great. I love it. Blah 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 blah. He's like, and yet, but TikTok keeps baiting me or not posting it. He got verified yesterday.
Finally. You know, maybe if you wrote some funny stuff that people could copy, you'd blow up on TikTok.
Maybe I should.
Try to work on some funny bits.
did you want to punch? Yourself?
No, I love myself too much. Majority of the time, it's either a politician or a stupid person. Yeah, it's a DoorDash. This week it was a DoorDash, and look, I'm not greedy. I get to pick which orders I deliver. I know how much I'm going to make on this delivery, and I know what I don't know is how it's divided between what DoorDash is paying me and what the customer is paying me.
Right.
And so I was finishing up my dash. This was yesterday. I was finishing up my dash, and I have to go all the way out Alcoa Highway, almost to Louisville to pick up my daughter. She goes to Bonnie Cape. And so I get this dash that wants me to pick up at Arby's on Kingston Pike.
Yeah.
And deliver to Topside Road.
That's not close.
It's 20 miles.
Yeah, I know.
I don't realize that. DoorDash tells me, first of all, makes me want to punch them, it's 14 miles, and you're going to make approximately $9.
Yeah.
Which is usually, if it's not, I need to get paid $14 to drive, $14 or more to drive 14 miles, is the way I pick mine, in general. But I was like, I'm already going to be heading out there. It's the last drop. I'm going to be going out there. It's on my way.
Yeah.
So why not?
Right.
I'm going to be that way. Let's make the money on it.
Yeah.
So I think, okay, let's head out there. I stop at Arby's. Arby's doesn't have the guy's mozzarella sticks.
Yeah.
Message him. He's like, yeah, can I get the large curly fries stick? Sure, I got you, man. I'll be there in a minute.
Yeah.
Then when I get back, I accept the order, and then DoorDash says, oh, it's not 14 miles, it's 20 miles.
Yeah.
So I'm like, now I'm driving 20 miles for $9, which pisses me off to start with.
Yeah.
But I drive all the way out on the top side. I know where I'm going. I grew up in Blount County. I'm okay.
Yeah.
But I get all the way up there, and I drop the order off, and I get back to my car and I accept it, and that's when it shows me how much DoorDash paid me and how much this customer tipped me $3 to drive 20 miles. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's my fault. I accepted the order. Normally I wouldn't.
Right.
But you've got to know, if you're out off Topside, that you're 20 miles from any Arby's.
Yeah.
Like, throw a guy a bone, man.
You were getting really lazy, I think.
It's lazy. It's honestly, it's we're so into our own world as people. I even saw, I picked up an order at CVS, and I'm checking out. This lady, she checked out over here, and she goes out the door, and the guy that's waiting on me goes, "Have a great day, ma'am." Yeah. Nothing. Didn't look up from her phone.
He called you ma'am?
Not me.
You said the guy waiting on me.
The guy waiting on me said to that customer as she leaves, "Have a great day, ma'am." No response, no nothing. She's just into her life. And we all get that way, I think. We all get into our life so much that we forget to have interactions with the people around us and make them meaningful. And that's frustrating for me. Doesn't make me want to punch anyway.
You and I are good at that, though. We can walk into anywhere and start talk to anybody anytime.
Exactly. But I think you're going to find, if you will just start a conversation with anybody, you might find something interesting. Even with a stupid person, you might find something interesting. Yeah. He made a career off of literally writing 3 books about interactions with stupid people.
Yeah. It's starting to make me angry again.
But I wish we would do that more, especially now that, at least in Tennessee, we're starting to open up more after this, and we're starting to interact with people more. I love those interactions, and I'm not a people person. I don't like a lot of people.
Oh, I don't either.
But I think people are interesting, even on a stupid front. Like, where did their brain get that thought process kind of thing? And it's interesting to me. So I will talk to anybody, but even just some common courtesy, like smile at somebody when you go past them. If you can, the mask is going to limit that. But
see, I used to do that. My mom won't let me smile anymore.
You're not allowed to. I'm going to move on to
let's move on.
Beer number 4.
Ooh, New World Porter.
New World Porter. So this is starting
after my dog.
Yeah. So your dog your dog's named after this. He's not named New World. He is named Porter. had to explain that. Sorry.
Sorry.
This is starting to enter into my favorite styles of beers.
And my upcoming.
I love the dark beers,
starting to like
but
more.
honestly, me and Kayla were talking about this. So generally, St. Patty's Day is my favorite holiday.
I know that.
I love hanging out with my Irish friends. I love making everybody else Irish around me and just drinking. You know, it's fantastic.
It's basically Tuesdays.
Kayla has now decided her favorite holiday is Oktoberfest.
Oh. Yeah. I don't blame her. You get
You
a
know
whole
what
month.
I mean? Yeah.
Well, actually, you get a month and a half.
Yeah, exactly. You start in September and you work your way all the way through October,
starting next
and you
week.
go everywhere. Last year, our favorite one was Orange Hat because there's a lot that got canceled.
I'm hoping I can do that.
But we had a great Mart's in there called Schnitz and Giggles. Love that one.
Oh, yeah.
Got it served in big 32-ounce steins, and we just had a great day. Kiri is gonna, my 6-year-old is gonna have to drive us home this year. I've got her for this one, and
That's good.
yeah, I think she's gonna drive us home that day. So
That's good. No, I'm glad she can drive already.
I don't know if she can, but we're gonna drink our Mart's and we'll find out.
Hey, I will say, Jenny and my oldest son Weston and I, this is right when Weston had turned like 21, went to one of the beer festivals downtown. It was at the World's Fair Park. And Jenny and I were totally fine. But Jenny saw a Fireball booth at the last minute, like we were leaving. I've never seen Jenny do this, but it was like 6 Fireballs.
How many drinks were you in at that point?
Oh, I wasn't driving.
No, but I get this. So I'm trying to figure out this dynamic. Jenny would have been the driver.
Yes.
She had already assigned herself because she hangs out with you at regular beer fest and knows that you're going to be drunk.
better, yeah.
So she's planned this. So I know you both had planned this, and so you're like, okay, I can imbibe a little bit more because I know I've got a driver.
Yeah.
How drunk were you before she found the Fireball?
Before the Fireballs? I don't think I was actually, well, I don't know. I can't remember. I actually do think I fell asleep in the car from Weston drove us home.
So you were well into your cups. Jenny finds a Fireball booth.
I love festivals.
See, and I don't mind Fireball as a additive.
Yeah.
I can't drink. Well, I could. I can drink anything. I don't prefer to drink like shots of
I
Fireball.
didn't know she liked it. Jenny doesn't drink. She doesn't drink very much at all. Like she'll get a bottle of wine, drink a glass, and it'll last her for 4 hours. And in 4 hours, that's 5 bottles of wine for me. Like easy.
I don't even want to talk about how many beers that is.
I didn't even drink beer while we were watching Marvel last night. And she went to bed. And it was like midnight. And I was trying to finish that show I'm watching Crashing on HBO about comedy. And I'm 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm still sitting there with Mad Tree. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, like I have changed people's lives by telling them to add Fireball to ciders because it's like drinking a cinnamon apple pie.
Yeah.
It's amazing. If you put Fireball in cream soda, that's pretty amazing too.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So
Do we have more comments over there?
No, it's just Kayla talking to us.
It's just Kayla. I have to respond to those. I get in trouble if I don't.
I know, I was just kidding.
I know.
I was just kidding, too. It's okay. She said, like I told Chris, it's the only time of year you can drink liters of beer you want.
That's true.
Any other time, I'm an alcoholic.
Like
all the liters. Okay, she corrected herself because that didn't make sense.
Why do we not have liters of beer as an option all year long?
And why doesn't every month have a beer festival? December Fest.
Why don't we have Lager Fest and
Fest, February Fest,
IPA Fest, and they get one day.
Yeah.
Oktoberfest gets 2 beers and a month and a half. They get the fest beer and the Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Well, you could probably even throw some pumpkin beer into an Oktoberfest.
I bought some pumpkin beer yesterday for the first time in 5 years.
What'd you buy?
Voodoo Ranger.
Yes! The Atomic Pumpkin. Yes, it's so good.
I drank one last night. It was good.
So good. It's a habanero pumpkin ale. And
It was good.
It's light, it's refreshing, it's actually subtle on the pumpkin.
It is. Yeah, it's
And
not much.
perfectly subtle on the habanero. Like, it's not going to burn your mouth out. It's I could drink a 6-pack without a problem.
Yeah.
And most pepper beers I can't do that with.
No, I drank one last night, and then I went to my Mad Tree. But I'm saving them for tonight after class.
That'll get you into the season though. Like,
I quit doing pumpkin beers when I started doing IPAs.
Yeah.
Because it started tasting weird to me.
well, I'm generally not a fan of pumpkin beer. More often than not, it's because it's a flavor additive instead of actually like roasting pumpkins. But I do know that Voodoo Ranger, New Belgium, actually roasts pumpkins to make this beer. So does Gypsy Circus. They do a pumpkin cider that's pretty amazing, and they get together and do this big pumpkin roast.
Who was it that said they got that one beer in the brew house?
Yes. So, well, there's talks
There's talks about the...
of making a pumpkin sour.
yeah.
They're discussing that because they do
That's
sours so well, and nobody does
Bye,
a pumpkin
Kayla.
sour.
Just go back to work.
All right. Well,
No, there went
thank
our
you
watcher.
for joining us.
There went our viewer.
Or one viewer. I don't think that's true. But yeah,
I don't think we have any.
I don't like pumpkin beers, but I love pumpkin creativity, and so I'm interested in a pumpkin
I did,
sour.
But the Voodoo Ranger was good.
Oh, that Voodoo Ranger is amazing.
Speaking of that, what was your favorite beer of the week?
That I bought a 6-pack of that,
Yeah.
and I look forward to it every year. I don't buy any other pumpkin beer except maybe I'll have a one-off at a brewery that I'm supporting, but I will actively seek out Atomic Pumpkin.
I might just save, drink one of those a night and just save that one.
So good.
Huh.
Runner-up to that, I think I had this as last week's one of my favorites, runner-up as well, is the Guinness Coffee Nitro.
Oh yeah, you talked about that, yeah.
It's so good. I love that one.
Need
But
to try that.
But this week, that pumpkin from Voodoo Ranger, that's honestly my favorite beer New Belgium puts out is the Atomic Pumpkin Voodoo Ranger.
I can see that, yeah, because
I'm hit or miss on a lot of their beers.
But
Yeah.
I kind of got burned out on them. But
What was your favorite beer this week?
it was a extra dirty martini from Crawdads.
It's not a beer. We're waking up in a brewery. What is your favorite beer?
I got beered out for about 3 days when I was in Gallenberg and didn't drink zero beer.
By the way, this porter is fantastic.
It's good.
It's a little heavier than the brown. Still has a very similar profile to their brown.
I'm gonna go.
This has got a little more coffeeness to
This
it.
might be my beer of the week.
The brown?
Yeah.
The Downtown Brown?
I mean, I had Stone the Crows yesterday, which is
That's your go-to.
that's my good.
Yeah.
Oh well, I'll throw this in as a runner-up. It's not a beer. It doesn't even have a name yet. It's coming Saturday. Brandon made a hazy IPA with blueberries.
Oh. It's not Stone the Crows with blueberries, is it? Is it?
Nobody told me.
Is it the new Stokes the
This
Crows?
No, I tried. It's Greg's birthday beer. Greg Shortman.
Oh, that guy. Well, you know what's funny?
Greg gets the name of it, but there's no telling.
I love Greg. But I'm surprised they went with blueberries instead of boysenberry or elderberry.
Oh yeah.
Like, Greg is all the way elderberry. Like, all the elderberries that have been used,
Oh, I thought you meant his age.
well, as an elder, yes. And that might be why he loves elderberry so much. But every elderberry that has been used at Orange Hat has come from Greg's garden.
Really? Interesting. Yeah, but Greg's going to be naming this one. It is very good. I got a
Oh,
little,
you got a sample?
Of course I did.
I miss being there because I don't get those samples.
I was out shooting a TikTok video by myself out back with my little orange table.
So you know there's a new TikTok out from the beer comedian. Is that your...
yeah,
is
it's
that-
a beer comedian.
Is that what you are on TikTok, the beer
Yeah.
comedian?
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
Oh, everywhere now. It's Brandon.
I'm like,
Stamp that.
I'm everywhere.
Stamp that.
Still don't have my t-shirts yet.
Yep.
But yeah, I got more stuff coming though.
Yeah, we gotta get you some merch. Atomic Pumpkin from Voodoo Rangers, my beer
my dirty martini.
Dirty martini. You're hooked on the dirty martini. I can get you a regular martini and just throw some dirt in it. I'm okay with that.
It's the olives.
It is the olive juice, actually.
Olive juice, and then Bentley Crawdaddy's gonna sing it. If they had a good
it's
beer
funny
selection, I would drink.
When you say Bentley, I think Zool.
Oh yeah, that one too. See, that's the bad thing about Gatlinburg is for me to get good beer, I've got a long haul to go to Gatlinburg Brewing Company.
Yeah.
It's a long walk for me, and so the places that I frequent don't have good beer selections. So you guys need to listen to me. I actually got one Burke Steakhouse does carry some Gatlinburg Brewing Company breakfast juice, which is my go-to IPA there. But, speaking of that, we got the festival coming up October 2nd.
Yes.
You still get tickets.
I'm so excited about
Bruce Street.
October, honestly, in general. We're already into our Oktoberfest season.
October's going to be crazy.
We've got, on October 2nd, we've got the Brew Street Brew Fest, which I'm super excited about.
Great.
Then 2 weeks from that, we're going to be in Cincinnati. You're going to be doing comedy, and I'm going to be enjoying all of the festivities.
It's going to be wild.
And we're going to record all of it. And then Halloween's coming up. Do you like Halloween?
It's my favorite.
Is
It's
it?
my favorite holiday.
See, being raised...
Used to be. It's kind of gotten sucky last few years.
Well, I think it's Kayla's second favorite, but growing up, I grew up Southern Baptist, and Halloween is not something we celebrate.
No.
And I never really got into it. When I was a real little, like I had those plastic masks that when you put your fingers in the eye holes, it would cut your fingers open.
Yeah.
And you had this little slot that you could breathe out of, and I hated that. The best part I had is I had a really kind of a delinquent friend, my friend Steve Russell. Me and him would hide in bushes and then scare kids and take their candy.
Oh, that's nice.
But when I met
Is this
Kayla,
recent?
no, that was years ago. The last time I dressed up was year before last. So Kayla loves dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And her favorite movie series is Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Loves Jurassic Park. In fact, she has a velociraptor tattoo on her leg. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But she loves this, and I love Kayla, and I want to make her happy, and I know dinosaurs make her happy. So we were trying to figure out with our friends what to be for Halloween.
Yeah.
And so I talk her into dressing up as Laura Dern from Jurassic Park. She's like, okay, but she's like, are you going to dress up like Jeff Goldblum or something like that? And I was like, no, I got other plans. And I told other people of these plans. And so I showed up as one of those inflatable dinosaurs,
inflatable ones, yeah.
but not the typical inflatable one. I was the skeleton of it.
Oh.
Like she dug me up, like a paleontologist. So I'm literally this giant inflated skeletal dinosaur.
Oh, that's cool.
While she was Laura Dern, and that was the last time I dressed up. It was hot as hell in that suit, by the way. It's got a fan in there to blow it up. That fan does nothing to cool you.
Yeah, Jenny's dad wore one time and the kids loved it.
It was fun. We got a lot of attention. We got a lot of pictures. One of my favorite pictures, though, is we took Kiri to Boo at the zoo.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Kiri at the time is dressed up as, what's her name from Tangled? Super long hair princess.
Oh.
I can't think of it right now.
I don't either.
Rapunzel.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so she's dressed as Rapunzel from the movie Tangled.
Yeah.
Even has her own little stuffed chameleon for Pascal. And we take her to Boo at the zoo, and they had a whole set of princesses.
Oh, really?
Like all the Disney princesses were dressed up at Boo at the zoo.
I miss that with the kids.
But Kiri loves the Disney princesses, but she was super shy. And they're like, no, you're great. You got a great costume. Come stand with us.
Yeah.
She wouldn't do it unless I were there.
Yeah.
So there's this picture of all the Disney princesses.
Yeah.
Kiri's up front, and this big blown up dinosaur behind her. It's one of my favorite pictures.
Yeah,
but
I'd say so.
I don't get
It's
into
probably
Halloween.
one of the zoo's least favorite pictures.
Yeah,
Like, why?
what is going on here?
Why?
He's gonna eat all of it.
Yeah.
I just never have gotten into it. I get into it for Kayla's sake, and I get into it for Kiri's sake. For myself, like I have a T-shirt. It was black, and it literally just said, "This is my Halloween costume." That's
my mom had me watching The Exorcist when I was like 5.
yes.
So
Now that I can
grew
get
up
into.
on horror movies, and like Halloween itself, it's not like going out. I mean, I did used to love to take the kids trick or treating and stuff. But,
And go to parties.
yeah, but just haunted houses that I love.
Yeah, I like a
Speaking
good
of
haunted
that,
house.
Randy popped up right when we started talking. It's like
Nice.
It's like he heard we were talking.
So Randy is. We're going to his
I'm
place.
sipping this beer.
Okay. So number 5.
State Street Stout.
State Street Stout.
It's a hard one to say.
That's my. I love stouts. So Randy is the guy's house we're going to.
Randy and Stephanie.
The 3rd week in October.
Yes.
I'm so excited about that.
So much
I
fun.
love the idea of a haunted house. I also love the idea of beer in Cincinnati.
Beer, yeah. Beer. Beer, haunted house, arcade, zip line, comedy, lots of people, cool up costumes.
So, Randy, he told me that you're going to have some beer there that's obviously going to be Cincinnati. You'll do Rheingeist and you'll do Mad Tree and stuff like that. And he's like, so let us know what kind of beer. I don't care. I love beer and I love all the styles and I want to experience Cincinnati beer. But, and I hope Randy can join us for this, and I hope we still have this plan, to go up early,
Oh, I haven't
hit
told
a
him
couple
that.
of breweries,
I forgot to tell him
and
that.
try out some beers in the breweries and maybe do a little segment from those before we do the party. Just because I want to experience Cincinnati beer since we're going to be there.
Yeah, so I forgot to tell you that, Randy.
That would be fantastic if you can join us and we make all that happen. Like, you probably know some even better places that we don't know about other than, I mean, obviously you've got your big ones like Rheingeist and Mad Tree, but I'm sure there's some other breweries that we should partake while we're there. But I'm excited. I'm excited. Cincinnati also is the home of my favorite football team, and we're 1-0 right now.
Oh, really? The Bobcats are doing good?
The Bengals, but yeah,
They
whatever.
like college football. Never mind.
Yeah, they are. They're usually they usually wear orange and black because they're a bunch of criminals, not because their uniforms are that. But
I'm a Steelers fan, so this Bengals suck.
oh yes, no, that's a great rivalry. I'm excited about this as it comes up because
Watch it to be that weekend.
one of my friends from childhood, Scotty Boyd, is die-hard Pittsburgh Steeler fan.
too.
And we're in the same division, so it's literally like shots back and forth,
Oh yeah, I'm a diehard.
picking at each other all the time. Okay, so we're now drinking the State Street Stout. State
Randy
Street.
says he thinks we can do that.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I'm excited, dude. State Street is actually the road that runs right behind the brewery, and so they named their stout after that. That nice black roasty color, which is what is definitive between a stout and a porter. Porters are going to be a little bit lighter.
Yeah, that's good.
It's got a little more coffee note to it. It's not, honestly, it's about the same heaviness feel as the porter.
Yeah. Yeah. There's not a big difference to me. That's one area I have a hard time distinguishing is between porters and stouts sometimes.
So, well, this might help you. Give you a little history on the stout versus the porter. Porter was the beer of England.
Yeah.
Like, that was their big beer. It was sold everywhere. Anywhere you go, anywhere in London specifically is where it was started, was a porter. But Ireland, which was part of the UK at the time, did not want their beer to be the same as London.
Yeah.
So Arthur Guinness, know that name? Last name at least rings a bell.
Right. He has a world record.
He said, yeah, exactly, that same guy. He said that Irish are more stout people.
Yeah.
I want to make a beer that personifies us.
Yeah.
So he took the porter and made the stout. and made it more stout. And of course, Guinness before that. Arthur Guinness was brewing years before that, and they were doing all kinds of styles until he decided, we want a beer that represents the Irish and not the English.
Right.
And therefore, the stout you can find everywhere in Dublin is the #1 style in Dublin, Ireland, whereas the #1 style in London, England is the porter.
Yeah.
But there's where you get the porter, and there's where you get the stout, and you will be hard-pressed to find a true Irish person that actually will enjoy a porter
Really?
versus a stout. But
I learned something.
that's where it comes from. So it is a stouter version of a porter. Brewing process is the same. Usually a little more malty, usually a little heavier.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the style
I
for
want to tell this story.
Dublin.
I want to start telling this story at parties.
There you go. Trivia. Beer nerd. That's fantastic.
It is very good.
That is.
I'm excited. We got 2. Looks like
I would really be interested in this on nitro. I always love a nitro beer anyway, any style. I am always curious about what nitro will do to a style and given that creamier, lighter texture.
As long as I still got a beer in my hand, I'll order a nitro because it takes some. I don't have the patience to do enough. The first time I ordered one, I was like, "Is it ready yet?" Because they're like,
and you know what's funny? It's different styles cascade differently.
yeah.
Like, go out to Orange Hat. They've got 2 on nitro, and they will be able to pour you one ready to drink before you can get the other one fully cascaded.
Yeah.
Just because it's the style.
It's the style, yeah.
But yeah, that's tasty.
Yeah. Technically, our show should be over, but we still got 2 beers left, so we might.
We're gonna drink these 2 beers, and we're gonna talk through them. I mean, I don't really have anything to do for the rest of the day, so.
Then get a haircut. I teach my class.
Just one?
Just one hair.
Just one hair?
Just get one.
You got one that's gotten out of control or something?
Right here.
Have you ever done a hard part?
Yeah.
I know you still do the faux hawk, even though that's been out of style except for lesbians for years.
My hair just does that on purpose.
That's what I would say too.
You mean just like seriously right down the middle?
No. So I get a hard part right here.
Oh, you mean like a
where they
line.
take the razor and.
Yeah.
I like the hard part.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much I liked the hard part until I actually had it.
I do that sometimes.
You should probably do it on each side though, right?
I want to pump it or it. Yeah.
You know, Billy Joel, permanent wave.
Yeah. I get it on this side.
Yeah, that's where I get mine too. Here's something interesting about my hair is I originally, as a kid, my hair parted on this side.
Yeah.
And then my mom thought parting your hair in the middle was going to be cool
Yeah.
in the 80s.
No, I did it.
And everybody was doing their part in the middle. So my mom started parting my hair in the middle.
Yeah.
It started over here, she parted it in the middle, and now my part is on this side.
Huh.
I didn't know that was possible that your part could move. It's weird.
You know, when I started dancing at the underground, I had no hair. Then I started growing hair. Then I parted it down the middle. It like started flopping. And within 6 months, I had
Get the
hair.
Keanu Reeves.
Had it down to here.
Yeah.
I could flop it over and you couldn't even see my head. And then
That's
I shoved
right.
it underneath.
This guy used to put on go-go boots and a thong and would dance in a cage.
You expanded that story way farther than it really was. It was jeans in the cage.
And a cage. And the go-go boots. Did you tuck your jeans into your go-go boots, or
No.
did you do the whole cowboy kind of?
Did
you get your
French cuff days? Wait, which one's next?
So we're on 6,
White
which
Mule.
is the White Mule Ale, which is an ESB.
Extra special bitter.
Is that what it is? Yeah, that's what you're going to call it. English strong bitters. So this should have a little bitter note, but it should also be a lighter beer. Generally, your ESBs will run a little higher in ABV, but it is English strong bitters.
We lost Satan.
Did we? Is it on your phone or is it on that one? Hold on, we're having technical difficulties. Give me just a
It
second.
says waiting for live video signal.
says we're live, still says we're connected, and we have one viewer, so I hope you guys, you're probably our one viewer. Randy Moore says, "Who day?" That's my Bengals fan.
It's frozen.
Well, it says we're live.
So it does now.
All right, well, we're back.
Yeah, we already hit
you did,
did it.
and then we're out again. All right, well, we're still recording audio, I think. Hopefully they'll tune in, or else not. We're going to enjoy this. Randy Moore did say "Who Day," which I want to give a nice shout out, "Who Day," because that's the Bengals thing. But there's not a lot of us. Me and Randy might be the last two Bengals fans.
I might show up at the party and dressed as a terrible towel.
Just wear a towel. How do you?
He's gonna wear
wrap one around your head, wrap one around your waist.
You know, Jenny's dad's a Browns fan because they're all from Parma and Cleveland.
Worse than a Bengals fan. Honestly, Browns fans they're the worst of all of them.
Y'all both suck.
We do, in general. In competition, we do. All right, I'm going to drink the White Mule Ale, ESB.
It's interesting. So the story he was telling us is the White Mule was thought to be like mystical.
Yes!
And then it died.
So
Right here.
It died here on the spot at the front of this place, up here on the corner. The white, so because this building blew up twice, which I said at the beginning of this, literally twice.
And not a big period of time.
Yeah,
either.
like this building was almost leveled at one point, and then after they rebuilt it, the entire front blew out of it.
That's what happens when you sell dynamite on the front of the street.
Well, yes,
in a
they
box.
did sell gunpowder is what it was for, and stump blowing, but yes, like big barrels of gunpowder.
Yeah.
Was sold in front of this building. But they thought it was a curse, and the White Mule was supposed to get rid of the curse. The little gypsy brought it in, and it died right
The White
at the
Mule
front
blew
of
up
this.
too.
Yes, I don't think that was part of the story, but the White Mule did die at the front of this building. If you come in the front doors and you hang a right, you'll see a placard that tells the White Mule story and has a picture of the downtown.
Pretty cool.
It's pretty funny.
These pictures in here. Incredible.
Oh, history is everywhere in here. Everywhere. There's so many stories that he had to tell.
I know. I have a feeling we could have been here for hours. He took us down in the basement.
I think that they need to create a brew tour here. This is one of the few breweries that even is set up to do a great brew tour.
Yeah.
Great story, but
I want to slide down that concrete.
speaking of slides and New Belgium, did you know on their brew tour they actually have a big plastic slide, adult slide, that takes you down the level, so you can walk down the steps. Asheville has it.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
Every brewery should have a slide.
Right? That's
It's probably a bad idea, but they should have.
That's nice. Not what I would drink on the regular, mainly because it is strong bitters. I could drink one, but it's definitely got that heavier bitter note. Like it coats your tongue with that bitterness. It's still a nice light malty beer.
Yeah.
And if you like a bitter beer, this is definitely in your wheelhouse. Not a lot of places brew an ESB.
Yeah.
Green Man has one on a regular occasion, but
Right. There's I actually like the Green Man.
I think Brandon does one out there at Orange Hat, but there's not a lot of breweries because there's not a lot of demand for
Is
this
the one that
style.
Brandon has now the one that just says English bitters? Is that?
Yep,
That
that's
is
an
it?
ESB. Yeah.
Okay.
His isn't as bitter or as strong as a typical
Right.
English
'cause I think
bitters,
it's
but
like 4.2.
yeah. So it's an English bitters, not an English strong bitters, but same flavor profile without the bitterness.
It's a good one to sit in there if you're with a bunch of friends, getting just big mugs of it and slam it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're finishing up with
My favorite.
your favorite,
IPA.
the Woodruff IPA. I find this one super interesting, especially that it's an IPA because it's got that amber color to it.
It does, yeah.
Whereas most of your IPA, whether it's West Coast or East Coast,
Yeah.
generally have a more yellow or golden color to
Yeah.
it. West Coast ones do lend themselves more to
Yeah.
an amber style IPA.
Yeah.
So also European ones,
Yeah.
which is where the IPA
Yeah.
came from. It's not from India, which a lot of people think that the IPA is from India.
Indiana.
It is. It's also not Indiana.
No, I thought that's
It is actually the what they would use to help preserve the beer
Yeah.
while they would transport it. So it
Yeah.
actually comes from England,
Yeah.
but they would use India spices and
Yeah.
stuff to help preserve.
This funny thing about this IPA, it has literally saved me 3 times. Saved this
This
exact
specific one,
IPA.
this IPA.
Because you know how they used to have all the cool festivals like Rossini Festival down here on the
Right.
right on Gay Street.
And you can't have wine anymore
And so I was
because
was
you were told
walking
you out of control.
walking around trying to find a good beer.
Got a nice nose.
And then here's Woodruff's sitting out there with a little like a hostess stand that said IPA $3. I was like, what? So yeah, $3 beer. So during the festivals, you could buy an entire 10, 12 ounce for $3.
So this IPA saved you from having to drink wine.
I'd rather have. Well, I've kind of my wine days might be over.
Yeah.
I mean, I still enjoy it.
It's actually really interesting. I wouldn't classify this as West Coast or East Coast
No.
because it's not got a hazy. It's
Right.
actually got a very amber look to it, but it is very clear, which would make you think more West Coast. But the IBU on this is actually rather low. It's got a very
Yeah.
soft mouthfeel to it. It's got a little bit of bitter and hoppiness to it.
Yeah, it's very good.
I would almost classify this, if I were tasting it, I would classify this more as a pale ale
Yeah.
versus an IPA.
Yeah, I would too.
It reminds me more of
more
the
of a
Sierra
420.
Nevada
Yeah.
or 420. Yeah.
Yeah, this,
It's delicious. It's light.
yeah, it's very good.
It's got a nice hop aroma
Yeah.
and taste, but it's super soft.
Yeah.
And your IBUs are relatively low for an IPA.
Right.
Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot, actually.
Now there's one that we didn't get that we might just have to order one. It's not on the.
What did we get?
Remember they've got a special.
Oh, that's right. They've got a new high grab.
High gravity Scotch
Yeah,
ale.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
that's what I think he said. Scotch ale. So it is available here. The Irish Red and the Scotch ale, high grab Scotch ale, are both available for a limited time.
Yeah.
So if you want to try those, if you want to get in that, honestly, I love doing seasonals for any brewery because you do get them for a limited time, and there's some extra love usually put into those styles,
Yeah.
regardless of where it is. So come out here, guys. Try some Woodruff's beer. Talk to the people here. Explore the venue. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous
You can
venue.
come down for a Tennessee football game.
Yes.
Come eat here. Park downtown. Eat
Yeah.
here. Walk to the game.
Absolutely. There's a parking garage right behind here that
Right.
you can pay $3 and
That's
park
State
all
Street.
day.
State Street
State
garage,
Street.
right, yeah.
No, not State Street
Oh, wait.
Garage. The one that's literally right behind Woodruff's. You sign up. It is digital. But once you're signed up, it will track you. I just drive in.
Yeah.
It says, hey, welcome here. When you drive out, so you don't have to sign in or anything. You drive in, it clocks you. When you drive out, it clocks you.
It's a little creepy.
And it's $3 all day. So you could stay downtown versus being in a garage or anything else.
Yeah.
But it's got charging ports. My car is out there charging right now. But
That's cool.
yeah, come down and enjoy some Woodruff's. Great food at the Downtown Grill and Brewery.
Yeah.
Great bars to drink at. Great
Yeah.
service. These people are fantastic.
Yeah.
So accommodating. Like they were fantastic
they've
with
been
this.
awesome.
So
So,
anyway, I think this is going to be the last swig. and then we're gonna be out. Chug all of that?
You can't. It's too much.
No, literally I could do this entire thing in one shot. It's sad. Anyway,
All right, guys.
thank you guys.
See
Have
you
a great
later.
day. Check
See you
in
soon.
with us later.
That was a good one.
Was it? We're still filming.
I don't know.
Was it a good one? Alex, tell us how good it was.